All right, let's knock it out. Okay. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boise, Idaho. I come in from Cincinnati, Ohio. That's a rhyme, Idaho and Ohio. I come to speak, teaching anybody here, even recorded. If you're out there hearing about this presentation, we're going to go pretty fast, about 30 minutes now, to teach you more about how to become financially successful, how to reduce financial stress. Who likes the sound of that one? How to increase financial confidence and learn how to create significant wealth over time by learning about investing. So anybody like what they're hearing so far? Those are three things that we're all most interested in and trying to figure out the most right now, whether you're 18, 19, 30, 40, it doesn't really matter. We're going to literally just teach you some things here tonight. So here's some background. We're sponsored by Mountain America Credit Union, though. Want to make sure we're clear about that. We're thankful for their sponsorship. They do a wonderful job. Been a sponsor for 9 years. So here's some background of what's been happening for the last 15, 18, 20 years. I started with a magazine called Young Money. With this kind of morphed into celebrity personality covers. It was fun. But what we really have the most impact is this tour. We don't do the tent anymore, but we are doing a speaking tour around the country, and certainly in Idaho, Utah, and Arizona with Mountain America. So we're glad to have you here. There's a question starting out. You're going to be one of these two people next year, next decade. Hopefully, you're going to be on the right-hand side of this. But can anybody tell me what's a percentage of Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck? Take a guess. It's a record now. We heard 60%. How many?
Over 70.
It's running at 71% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
I would guess 50.
Yeah, it's a high number. And it's my very strong opinion there's another 10% of Americans that are just doing okay. So we need to teach money differently in America. Anybody believe that's the case? All the hands go up everywhere I speak. So it's not an indictment on any organization or school. It's just, it is what it is, and we need to start teaching it differently. So we're going to hopefully move you over here. We're going to teach you tonight quickly how to dream, save, spend, invest, and give money differently. So this is not going to be a presentation about teaching about credit scores. Sorry, but that's not what we're going to be here for. That's traditional education with money. There's nothing wrong with learning how to have a good credit score, but I'm going to teach you some things that will help you reduce financial stress and include automation. So I'm a big fan of dreaming, saving, spending, investing. And then the last one is my favorite. Anybody in here want to impact the lives of other human beings during your life that are truly in need? How fun is that? That's really what YMU, Young Money University, is all about. So, but first step, and I'm going to go, again, because of the sake of time, we're going to go a little fast. And so the whole deal about making a decision to dream is we've got to have something that motivates us to take different action with our money. We just do. We're human beings, and you all kind of know that anyway. You need something. You need some kind of carrot, if you will, to actually make you change your behavior with money so that you feel better and have a sense of control. But it all starts with your why. So I'm going to guess some of you have a why or you have dreams. I know you do. But how about two dreams that you want to share with me tonight? Why do you ultimately want to be financially successful? Why? Why do you want to be successful with money? Anybody have some feedback? Yeah.
Retire early.
Retire early. That sounds good. You don't want to work till you're 85?
No.
And nothing wrong with that if people are doing that, right? But if you want to retire early, I'll show you absolutely how to do that. What's another dream?
I want to move to Portland at some point and start my own bed and breakfast.
Sounds great. Someone wants to start a business in here. That sounds exciting, right? Move to Portland and start a bed and breakfast. The point of this step is you've got to get something because it'll be your ongoing fuel and motivation to keep you doing what I'm going to teach you tonight, which is called the money system. And we also have to call out two things that are what we like to say are the two elephants in the room. Some of you have a fear of failure? Would that be true with a raise of hands? Because you're human like me. It's the unknown. Yeah, fear of failure kind of presents itself with stress, worry, kind of anxiety. Anybody play the what if game in life? Like, what if I don't have enough money when I'm 80? What if I don't have what if this? Or what if my kids don't get in college? What if I'm late to a meeting, right? We play the what if game sometimes in life, right? If not all the time. And that's just a sense of fear that we hopefully can help you not eliminate completely, but at least teaching you about money so that you can have this, at least I've got my money right. And so those what ifs can kind of slowly go away over time and at least know how to combat them. So there's a fear of failure that's rampant, but the antithesis or the antidote to a fear of failure is to actually do something. Whenever that comes in, do something. If it's about getting a new job, then call as many people as you can. Send a text to as many people as you can. Send emails. Get all the no's you can, because you're going to get the what next? The yes. Yeah. So the fear of failure, the antidote is just to do something. The second elephant in the room is a lie that some of you are believing about yourself that is getting in the way of you reaching your dreams and goals for your life and becoming financially successful. Fill in the blank. Tell me if some of you believe you are not what enough to get to where you want to go. What's the blank before enough? Yes.
Oh, wait.
What do you think? What's the lie that you might believe?
In general, yeah.
That you're
Working hard enough.
that I'm not able to work hard enough to get to where I want to go. What's another thing that sometimes you think about yourself? Maybe I'm not what enough.
Smart enough.
Smart enough is a big one that's rampant in humanity. Been there, done that in the past. Some of you believe you may not be good enough, deserve it enough, or you may not be worthy enough. Well, here's the good news. You are already enough, because when you see steps 2, 3, and 4 of the money system with YMU here that we teach around the country, you will know that you are absolutely 100% smart enough, capable enough, and worthy enough and deserve it enough to get to where you want to go. And I hope that's good news for all of you, because it's absolutely true. You're going to see steps 2, 3, and 4 and go, wait, that's all I got to do? My 8-year-old sister or niece can do this, or my neighbor who's got a 10-year-old son can, whatever. Anybody can do this. So step 2, ready? We're going to move, again, we have to move a little fast. So step 2 of the money system is called save money differently. Doesn't sound too exciting, does it? But watch how this plays out. And I think you said your name was Abigail, right? Yeah, Abigail, you said something about automation, right? And be able to spend money differently. You hit on it, so I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to teach you what we're not being taught around the country. Look at that one.
Whoa.
I love that. Great reaction. We had some good shock value going. So we all said and agree that, well, it's a fact, about 70 to 80% of Americans are struggling. So why would we want to continue to do what the herd in America are doing, right? So who has a checking account? Great. Who has a savings account? Great. You're not dumb for having a savings account, but watch what I'm going to teach you to do. When you have an account called savings, you have everything in there, right? You have ideas for that money in there. Some of you have ideas for that money to travel, maybe in a few months to get out of the cold. I don't know. Maybe you have ideas for buying some new outerwear for skiing on the slopes. Maybe you have ideas for a new dress, a new pair of pants, some new shoes, some new, I don't know, pickleball brackets, whatever you're interested in, you have ideas, correct, about what you want to spend that money on. It could be a new car. But you don't know it yet, but it's actually causing you a little bit of stress when you have all those things going on that you want from your savings account. Well, what we teach in the money system is to do it differently. Create multiple named savings accounts for your needs and your short-term wants of 3 years or less. Because what I'm holding right here, I call them digital envelopes. I'm holding up my bank or credit union branch, just like you. Your phone is your branch, correct? You hardly go into a branch. And so these are digital envelopes that I'm teaching you to create. Then you move money automatically, there's that word, Abigail, automatically from your checking account to these named savings accounts It's going to help you with that spending stuff and budgeting and all that. Each and every month. You can start on the 5th of each month. You could say with your credit union and your bank app, credit union app, whatever it is, hey, I'm going to have $20 a month. Maybe, as an example, coming out every, 5th of each month, who would like to have a clothes and shoes savings account? It's literally called clothes and shoes. A woman recently said, you know what, I actually want to have a clothes savings account and I want to have a shoes savings account. If that's you, then go for it. These are just examples, but look at the one on the top left, 3 down. Travel. Who wants a travel savings account? If that's what you desire, awesome. That's fantastic. Then start with $20 a month. Maybe it's $10 a month. Who cares what the number is? Start moving money automatically into these named savings accounts that line up with your needs and your near-term wants and desires of 3-4 years or less. Does that make sense? The bottom line of step 2 is start naming your cash. Don't put it into an account called savings ever again. You can do that, but have fun with that. It'll start messing with your mind over time. Everybody who's done the money system with step 2, they have always said, I will never go back to an account called savings again, because this brings them a lot of control. It brings them this confidence, like, hey, I'm going to open up my 5th savings account. I'm going to have one for a new car because I need a new car down the road. By the way, look at the top one below clothes and shoes. Who owns a car in here? Who's responsible for it too, meaning when something happens you have to pay for the repair? Yep. Anybody have a call from your mechanic in the last 12 months? That's good. Do you know that you're going to get a call from your mechanic? You have?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How was that phone call?
Fine, yeah.
Okay.
It was, just issue with the battery.
Okay, so not too bad. When, you guys know this, the inevitable will happen, right? You're going to get a call from your mechanic when something really is in need, beyond a battery, for example. And every day around America, thousands of phone calls come to people from their mechanic telling them that's $800, it's $1,500. Just today, $5,000 repair bill from someone at CWI. And when that happens, the world kind of crashes, doesn't it? Like, there goes all my money out of my savings account. That was for travel. That's called stress. That's called financial craziness. And so why not create a savings account? Doesn't sound too exciting, but create one called car repair and put 30, 40, 50 a month, whatever it is, automatically into that account. So that when the inevitable happens down the road to your car, it's going to happen, you can simply swipe money back from your savings account called car repair into your checking account within seconds on your app, and you show up at the repair place and you hand them your debit card and pay cash. Who would like to have a life like that when things will happen to you? That's what we teach. Automate your money into named savings accounts for your near-term needs and wants of 3, 4, 5 years or less. Does that make sense? Any questions on step 2? Yes?
If you're someone now who maybe has just that bigger, just single savings account, how would you recommend going from that to this with that money that you already have kind of in that account? Like,
Yes.
I guess distributing wise, would you distribute? Would you just kind of start clean slate and just have that there?
Yeah, great question. The question was, how do I distribute that money if I'm just using a round number, it doesn't really matter. Let's say you have $2,000 in your savings account. How do I move them in? You start kind of going, what do you value first? Make sure maybe that car repair might be number 1 because you don't want to have that ugly phone call down the road. Number 2 might be if you need a new car down the road, if you think, then put one in there. Maybe it's a house down payment if that's of interest for you. If it's not, you're like, nope, I don't want to buy a house for a while, then push that one aside. Maybe it's a travel savings account. Maybe it's a new business startup. Whatever you value, you want to take that $2,000 and absolutely put it into individual accounts as soon as possible. And then automate, though, 50, 60, whatever a month. We'll show you in a moment how to do that. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, it's easy to take it out. You're welcome. So that's what we teach, and we also help you do some of that stuff inside our community Young Money University too, and a lot more. Again, with time's sake that we're kind pushed here, not pushed in a bad way, to make sure we get through. So I'm going to teach you step 3 now. Oh, and by the way, I am not anti-bank. Mountain America Credit Union, our sponsor, they give you up to 99 savings accounts that you can name. I don't think you'll need 99, but if you do, they have up to 99. The point is, make sure when you do this, check with your bank to make sure they don't have a minimum balance required in each of these named accounts, because then you'll get a fee, which is crazy. Some banks require a $200 minimum balance to have a named account. Mountain America, for example, $5 minimum balance. So make sure you don't get taken advantage of, so to speak. All right, spend money differently. This is a pretty fast step. We create a zero-based monthly spending plan. It's a semantic word for budget. Most people don't like the word budget. Most people can't stick to a budget, right? Most people wonder how to do it. We were just talking about that before. There are millions of people that are trying to figure this out as well. I want to give you some good news. You're not going to have a perfect budget every month. You just won't, because you're not a robot. Let's just make that stance right now. You're going to find a little bit of a cushion. That's all you're looking for. Oh, you don't want to go $1,000 into debt each month, but you're going to have a little cushion. We teach that farther inside of YMU to kind of go, oh, all right, cool. Well, here's what we do. Zero base. Let's say you're making $3,000 of income per month, net income, using as a round number. All you do is the next month that's coming up in a week is November. All you do is you open up a Google Sheet, Excel spreadsheet, or a piece of paper, and you write down income, $3,000. Then you look at your fixed expenses. You go, okay, rent of X, let's say. I'm paying car insurance, car payment if you have one. I have a cell phone bill I got to pay. I have utilities to pay, right? Then you're kind of going down. Maybe you think Netflix is a fixed expense. We get that. Netflix, my Hulu, I'm not getting rid of Hulu. Whatever, there's $12 for Hulu. Whatever you have to have, make sure those go down first. Now you're down to say $1,000. I got to eat groceries, $400 a month. Restaurants, if that's what you value, food, $100 a month, whatever. I'm just throwing numbers out, right? And you're dwindling it down to zero. Your $3,000 of income, dwindle it down to zero before the month starts. Let's say you got $200 left to name. You're like, sweet, I'm doing $75 a month into my travel savings account. I'm doing $75 into my clothes and shoes savings account. And I'm doing $50 a month into my car repair savings account. That's what I'm going to start off with in November. Guess what? You can make changes to those on your app with your bank or credit union in a heartbeat. You're going to have control, a feeling of a lot of good control within 60 to 90 days as to know exactly where your money's going. How does that sound? You're not going to be perfect to the penny. Nobody is, but you're going to have that cushion. We don't have the example up there in the last one, but you could maybe have a savings account called miscellaneous or emergency fund. You could do $100 a month into emergency fund that maybe it's a speeding ticket you have one month. I don't know, parking tickets, anything else that's random that's not car repair related. You build in those little cushions so that you're like, oh, I didn't know I had to buy this, my tire, I don't know, whatever, on my bike tire. That's what we teach. You can't just live perfectly. No one does that. So why try and put that stress upon you that you're going to have a perfect budget every single month? But when you name your savings accounts, with automation, you're going to now be in more control so that things really don't get rough. So that's steps 1, 2, and 3. We're going really fast. How are we doing? Make sense? Can everybody do the money system? Have I shared any rocket science so far? No. Awesome. Now this is the next step that is changing the lives around the country and actually taking you back to the most powerful step of the money system, which is your why in your dreaming, your big dreams. Ready? I'm going to teach you how to create ridiculous wealth over time. Who likes the sound of that? I didn't say wealth. I said what? Ridiculous wealth. You ready? You see, because of time, we didn't get into what's called a money DNA. All of you have a money DNA based on how you were raised, what you saw growing up in your home, good, bad, or indifferent. Every human being has one. Thankfully, unlike your biological DNA, you can change your money DNA within weeks, right? And so invest money differently. Watch this. Automatic monthly, you could put in weekly there, it doesn't really matter. Automatic monthly or weekly investing in solid stocks, I didn't say just stocks, I said solid stocks, creates wealth over time, and history proves it. Who likes to hear proof? Show me the proof with anything, right? Show me the proof that this stuff can take out a red wine stain on white carpet. Show me the proof, right? We want proof when everybody sells you something, right? Mm-hmm. So the stock market's been around, the U.S. stock market's been around for 130 years. That's a long time, correct? That's a ton of time. We've had world wars, we've had pandemics, that's plural. We've had real estate booms and real estate crashes, stock market booms and stock market crashes, all kinds of people in the White House, from left, center, right, policies all over the board, right? But guess what? The U.S. stock market doesn't care. Geopolitical events that go on, because the average annual rate of return for the stock market the last 130 years is running at just around 10% per year. That sound good to anybody? It's the facts. You make money two ways with stocks, just like the wealthy do. I'm teaching you to do what the wealthy do, and they're not any smarter than you. That sounds good, right? You make money with stocks when the stock goes up. You know that. You make money, though, the second way that most people don't know about is what's called dividends. Every quarter, companies like Microsoft, I don't know, Nike, there's companies that pay profits out to their owners, their shareholders like you and me, if you choose to be an investor, every quarter. Even if the stock doesn't do anything, you're still being paid an annual or quarterly dividend, rather, somewhere between 1%, some stocks pay as high as 6 or 7% per year, just because you own their stock. It's simply what the wealthy know, and I've taught you today to do just that. Well, the second part of this invest money differently step is the bullet point that says investing in stocks has never been easier. Ooh, who likes the sound of that? Who likes the easy button in life sometimes? I just want to press the easy button, please. Requires very little money to start as well. Who has $5 in here? Anybody? Most of you do, and if you say you don't, I'll follow you to Chick-fil-A, and then I'll know you have $5, right? So what we teach in Young Money University is that there's 3 investment accounts that you'll eventually have, if not have already, and that is one, just an investment account. We actually are a big fan of Acorns. Anybody heard of Acorns? Anybody using Acorns? Acorns is a fractional investment platform that enables you to use your debit or credit card anywhere, and they round up your purchase to the next whole dollar. So when you go to Chick-fil-A and you say you spend $10.50 on a meal, they will automatically round up your purchase to the next whole dollar. And Acorns will put that 50 cents into your investment account, owning 100+ different stocks and bonds in what's called an ETF or exchange traded fund. It's not that difficult. They do it automatically for you. We actually have a $25 bonus piece here for anyone who wants to do that. We have a partnership with Acorns. You can give this to any friend, family, or member as well. Pretty neat stuff. I'll give that to you and one as well. But that's what we recommend to get started. Get your toe in the water. And then who's employed in here, full-time or part-time? You probably have an employer-based retirement plan, right? That's another beautiful thing. You have an employer match. Are you participating in that? That's fantastic, because that's an actual free money opportunity. So we teach that. Get an account started for some of your near-term needs, like a down payment on a house. Who wants to have a house someday? By the way, anybody dream about their future kitchen? We get heads everywhere like, yeah. So that's all about dreaming. So for the sake of time, we're going to move on to why we are a big fan of Acorns, but also how to get on the compound interest train to wealth. This is what the wealthy do. They want their money to start making money off of money. If you have side businesses, that's great to have additional sources of income, right? So for the sake of time now, we're going to go straight to this slide that is a massive slide that's changing lives. I'm going to go with Michael, right? Michael, how old are you? 20 years old. Okay, Michael. You see Nick's column there. You're 20. You decide not to invest anything, but you finally start to invest at age 26. You invest $150 a month. That's times 12 months is $1,800. You follow that, everyone? So 12 months times 150 is $1,800. You do that every single month, every single year until you're age 65. Your total contributions was $72,000. Through the power of compound interest, and then we're using 12% ROI there. Why? I thought you said it was 10%, Todd. Well, the last 35 years, it's running at about just under 12% per year, adding the dividends as well into that. So just under 12%, even if it was only 10 still, or 9.9 or 11.2, that's still some pretty strong compounding, right? So sticking with this example, 72 grand, Michael, through the power of compound interest, what Albert Einstein called as the eighth wonder of the world, you have turned it into $1.7 million in change. Who likes the sound of that in here? All Michael did is he opened up an investment account, whether that's with Acorns or not, Fidelity, E-Trade, whatever, put it into an exchange-traded fund. Could be the S&P 500 index fund, could be a growth mutual fund, ETF, and just automatically move money every month. He treated his investment account like a car payment, right? But cars go down in value, correct? Unless you own some incredibly crazy antique vehicle, most 99% of cars go down. That's a liability. He's saying, no, give me the asset. I want it to grow. You've created a long-term asset. It gets better, though. You're like, how can it get better? How old are you, for example? 23. Anybody younger than 23 in here? How old are you? 18. All right, let's go with the 18. And it's Abigail, right? Yeah. Abigail, perfect. You're Maria in this column. You do the same thing as Michael, $150 a month going out into your investment account, but you put the brakes on. Look at that. Age 26, you stop investing. You don't invest anything else. You only contributed $14,400, which is 5 times less than Nick or Michael. And how in the world, when you only invested $14,400, can you tell me why do you have $2.2 million in change? Time. Because you started earlier, right? Yikes. Pretty crazy, right? Time was doing that. She did the same thing. It took her 5 minutes to open up an Acorns investment account or any other investment account. That's how long it takes. Who has a PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App in here? Did that take you 5 minutes to open up? You put your bank information in. Was that scary? Might have been for the first time, but then it wasn't scary anymore, right? When you got paid for your pizza that you bought your friend. Then tens of millions of those accounts that you open up. It's bank level security. So is investment accounts like Acorns too. So the question, though, Abigail, I have for you, will you at age 26 stop investing?
Hopefully not.
No. Would anybody stop in here? No. Why would you? So if you keep going, Abigail, you're going to have just under $8 million. The compounding effect is significant. That's why we call it, we're going to help you create ridiculous wealth. And then it gets even crazier, because I will guarantee all of you, if you follow the money system, you have an employer, right, your 401k plan, in a year or 2 or 3, most of you in here are going to cruise past $150 a month if you're not doing it already, if you're employed. Probably confirm with that, right? So the money can get really ridiculous. And that allows you to do things like, wow, I might be able to really help people. I might be able to start a business. I might be able to start a nonprofit. I might be able to take my mom on a really cool Greek cruise. I don't know. I'm going to take her to Australia. I don't know. The dreams is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. You see, I teach how easy it is to be a millionaire all the time. But some of you still won't choose to do it unless you start to get a pretty good why or a multiple list of whys. Your why will help you keep moving that thing up every month. I'm doing 80 a month. I'm doing 240 a month. I'm going to 380 a month, whatever it is. So, any questions on step 4? We had to go pretty fast through that, but you're in an exchange-traded fund or a mutual fund. You don't have to choose the stocks, thank God, right? Any questions right now about what we shared? Yes?
Best ETFs besides S&P?
So, for example, within the Acorns investment app, where again you get $25 bonus just by opening up through that QR code. Because if you download the app on your phone, by the way, you only get $5 bonus. You can do whatever you like, but we have a pretty cool partnership, so you get a $25 bonus using that direct link there. When you put in your information, Abigail, they're going to know with your date of birth that you're 18 years old, and they're going to automatically put you into one of their 5 ETFs. They're probably going to put you in what's called the moderately aggressive or aggressive ETF, which simply means you're going to own more stocks than bonds. And that's what any financial advisor would tell you because of your age. As you get to be closer to 65, they're going to have more bonds than stocks because bonds are less volatile, that's all. That's it. That's investing 101 at its best, and it won't change. Great question. Any other questions before we pretty much end with step 5?
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Can you do the money system so far? What's the key? You actually said the word that not many have said before. Begins with an A.
I don't feel bad. I feel like I'm a poster child right now.
No, you're doing awesome. Automation. I think that's fantastic. You don't feel bad at all. You nailed it. We're teaching how to automate your financial life so you can budget better. You're going to have more comfort now. You're like, okay, this is just cool. This is going out into these accounts. It's going to give you so much a feeling of control. I can't describe it. Just wait. In a year, you might, if I run into you in Boise, come up to me and say, hey, I've got 7 named savings accounts. I get that everywhere I go, actually, when I return to a campus. Some people will show me their Acorns account, or like, I got this investment account, and I've got 5 savings accounts now. Out in BYU, I have 10 because I have 3 kids. I'm like, wow, awesome, you know? So I had savings accounts for my son, Alec, new braces back in the day. Mia, activities account, whatever. So that is that. All right, step 5, and this is a cool slide. Look what's the word we've heard in the news the last 16 months? Inflation. So if you choose not to invest, your dollar from 40 years ago is going to turn into 32 cents. Ouch. But if you choose to invest in the stock market like the wealthy do, and they're not scared, you're going to turn that into $21.23. So that's a pretty impressive slide, right? And then this is my favorite step because we talked about it earlier. How many of you, again, would love to impact the lives of other people with the wealth that you're going to be creating? People who are truly in need. Frankly, folks, I have had some really nice things in life. I still have dreams of travel with my children and future grandchildren and other neat things with even siblings and all that stuff. Friends, golf trips that we're doing, and we just got back from one a couple weeks ago with 7 other guys in an Airbnb, so 8 total guys in Charleston, South Carolina, Kiowa Island, and we giggled like we were in 8th grade the whole 3 days, especially at night when we had 5 of us in a room with bunk beds. Yes, that's true. Beautiful house, and we're like, how does this have all these bunk beds? Anyway, we laughed, and we'll never forget that trip because we laughed like 8th graders. My point is this. I have those dreams still, those materialistic things, if you want to call it that. There's nothing wrong with having those kind of dreams. But the most fun I've had is when I've had the ability to help other people in need. There's no question about it. The joy level goes through the roof. So that's what we kind of, hopefully you'll do with step 5 is maybe include that as part of your why. I'm going to be able to help people in need, whether that's immediate family or a stranger that maybe lost their house in a fire. I think that's pretty fun. So that's Young Money University in a nutshell, and that's just a simple QR code. If you want to, it just would help Mountain America to kind of let them know what you think of the presentation. It's a 4-question kind of quiz survey. Takes about 45 seconds to complete. And those on who are listening to this on the recording We'd love to have you take that as well. Takes, again, 45 seconds, a survey quiz, lets them know that their sponsorship dollars are making an impact, hopefully, in your life and what you think. So, and then also, as you go through that quiz, you'll see a link to a web page that takes you to kind of a partnership page, and you scroll down. There's what's called My Style checking account. If you want to get a $100 bonus from Mountain America for opening up your checking account with them online, that's where you go. Just scroll down, My Style checking, boom, there's a $100 bonus. And they have 2 features. I'm not here to sell them. It's just they're a cool organization. You get a protection, identity theft protection with that checking account, and you also get cell phone protection. That's kind of cool. That's all I can say. So that's that from Mountain America. We appreciate their sponsorship and partnership. They're a wonderful partner in the community. Many cities now and 3 or 4 states now. And I'm available afterward to answer any individual questions. And again, thank you for those listening on the recorded side. We hope you enjoyed the money system, and to learn more about us and to help you with our community, it's called youngmoneyuniversity.com. And you can learn more about joining, whether you want to be coached more and guided, we can help you do that as well. youngmoneyuniversity.com. Thanks very much.